Everyone, I hope you are in good health and spirit and doing great. This is Covering Histories and Conventionality, and I welcome you all on this systematic 6-month project for the history, about which I am going to present all the details in front of you. So, this was a much awaited project which I was planning since last few months. So finally I am able to present this so proudly to all of you for your UPSC Exams 2025. So before beginning, I would like to present you first of all my introduction. So I've always been a throughout history graduate. I've done my BA History Honours from Hindu College Delhi. Then I pursued my Masters firstly in the Ancient Indian History, Culture and Archaeology from St. Xavier's College, Bombay. Then I pursued my another Masters in the Museum Studies, actually the Museology, from BHU, Varanasi. And currently, I am PhD scholar at the Center for Museology and Conservation, Jaipur, Rajasthan University. Well, my research will be on basically a kind of a policy framework for our government based on the restituted objects and the okay, let's not talk so much about it. So apart from it, I have 5-year experience being a UPSC aspirant also, like you all who are reading this. So you can trust me that I know the demand of exam. But frankly, I'll speak the truth, not cleared even a single prelims. Reasons? Thanks to CSET, not my forte ever. Don't talk at all about the maths, and also not learning the tips and tricks of guessing and elimination. I always preferred knowledge, but no regrets at all. Core subjects I always enjoyed and done well. And 3 years experience of running this Covering Histories and Conventionality. Love for history especially is in shape now, which I created as a course in 2022. Always delivering what is much needed for the history. Not NCRTs, but your hardcore books, which many just dream to read once, but hardly do it. Well, don't worry now, I've simplified it for you. It's a reality. So beyond my personal life, I think it's enough for you to have faith on me when it comes to history now. Okay, so this course, which I titled the History Essentials, I've divided it in 3 phases. Okay. So our first phase, before moving to 3 phases, just a brief overview about this overall project. So it means a lot for me to present this project for you all. You already know how history questions are getting framed since last many years. Covering histories and conventionality is the outcome of that unaddressed scenario which have been created for history. Since 2022 prelims, courses stellar performance is evident since last many UPSC exams. Initially I created it for our civil service prelims only. Started with just 2 books of ancient Indian history and the modern Indian history. But in the last 3 years, year after year, I tried to complete it, just covering all the domains, all the aspects of history as much as possible, from very much tried and tested, the source wise, the sources of those specific offbeat questions. That's why I titled it Unconventionality in the name of my course. So initially, yes, we covered the civil services prelims questions too, but when I went through the papers of CDS, NDA, CAPF, I was surprised to know that things are getting covered, from the notes. And this I came to know later, after 2022 prelims, or maybe just before the 2023 prelims. So now, yes, since last many UPSC exams, I prefer to say this, not just CSE, but in CDS, NDA, CAPF, and in fact even the combined Geo-Scientist too. Basically what happened, we have been told that one can leave these 7 to 8 dicey questions of history. And these 7 to 8 questions fetch you around 14 to 16 marks. And these 7 to 8 questions, what I am mentioning here, are not those very basic childlike history questions which you are supposed to know answers just after reading of your NCERTs, but all those offbeat bouncer questions which you get in your exams. And you have been told that tricks won't work here and all that. But what if we can study exam-oriented things from the standard academically sound reference books of history? Why leave things in uncertainty if it is in our hands? We know the sources, so the question is why not? Hence, presenting to you a unique and never seen before systematic history project, cutting all the clutter and only curated an interactive study of notes from 25th May 2025. Sorry, for your 25th May 2025 exam, which is the date of your prelims exam in 2025. So set aside the uncertainty of history now. Just have faith in yourself and this project for 6 months. You are done. No need to say that many unconventional questions already got covered verbatim from the notes. This time, let me make it more simpler for you. Let me make you those things remember. Yes, that is most important thing now. You have things in your notes. You have very less content to read, out of which you are getting a lot of questions in your exams. But at the same time, in this year prelims, I realized a fact that it is slightly disheartening for me that you are marking a question on a work of Bhashya, Madhyam Vyayoga, as incorrect. And this is I'm addressing to my already subscribers, around 99 subscribers, just want to go for 100 in last 3 years. So this I felt that I think maybe I'm failing here, that I am maybe not able to make you things remember. I delivered you the things, what is important for your exams, and you are getting questions, but even after that, if you are not able to attempt that question with 100% surety, then I think I still need to do something more for you. So hence I said, let me make you those things remember. This year, this is my duty for you. Presenting to you the phase 1 of this History Essentials. Phase 1 will be your era of understanding and exploring unconventionality of history, unconventional aspects of history. It will run for 3 months, July, August and September. As I told you, this whole History Essentials series will run for 6 months, and not 6 months in its entirety, but as I say, in 3 months, 30 live lectures. Your classes, I'm sorry for the horn thing, every Saturday and Sunday only. Okay, Monday to Friday. You can stick with your schedule, your timetable, but just take out at least 1 hour. I will speak about it in further slides. Every Saturday and Sunday only. For ancient India, I have planned 13 classes. Likewise for medieval India 4, for modern 10 classes, and for art and culture we will finish it in 3 classes. Okay, how we will cover so vast history in next 6 months? That's to with the practice. Yes, I've included each and everything. In the phase 2 and phase 3, we will talk about it. So the methodology is created in such a way that even if you did not read history yet, or only read your NCERT books, or actual books, or this and that referred books, okay, Spectrum and likewise, or in fact even my coursework, it suits all. So the idea is just spend 1 hour daily for next 6 months for history. Do not worry at all for history now. Believe me, you are at right place and can answer those unconventional bouncer and offbeat questions. So what will be the methodology to cover everything comprehensively? First thing first, the basics, NCERT books. Actual notes of my course specs, which have been curated out of the following academically sound reference books. A history of ancient and early medieval India, I think it has been apple of eye for the UPSC since last many years, not just 2017, the year from which I started analyzing the things for history domain specifically, but things go even before this. But the good thing is we have now the fresh second edition of this book of Professor Upinder Singh ma'am. So we will cover, or I will update this domain, specifically your ancient Indian history notes from the second edition of the book. Although I again reiterate the fact, whatever notes you have, if you do not want to upgrade the course, most welcome, don't do that, because still you have so many things in your the same notes in your around 207 pages compilation which I've curated for you out of this book and other books like A.L. Basham 2 and few others. Is still the same notes which I have not even updated since last 3 years, since 2022 prelims. Still you are getting questions, and still the same notes have a scope of covering approximately, if not less than 10 to 20,000 of multiple choice questions in the form of your prelims exam. In fact, even in mains too, you do not need. But why leave history as a static thing only? This second edition has some of the most beautiful upgrades, beautiful additions of the entire historical landscape of India, all the research which scholars do, which professors interpret, and archaeologists too. So I think it's our duty to know the most current account of India's ancient past, which have been rediscovered a lot by eminent archaeologists, eminent historians in last many years, and many are still able to do the same things for near future, the more research questions. I mean, there's a lot of scope to cover from these things. Now, the second will be of course, the wonder that was India, the A.L. Basham. And second, we will see the medieval India aspect. I preferred the Study of a Civilization, Medieval India by Professor Irfan Habib, one of the most astounding book in this domain. And I would like to tell you that in CDS exam and in your CAPF, you are getting questions verbatim from this book. And few questions have been covered from your notes of medieval India verbatim. For those who want to see these things, you can check out the links in the description, the PDFs which I compiled on the basis of the analysis of those previous year questions asked in the civil services exam and others also. Now for the medieval India too, I referred some other book. This is a very nice book called Historical Dictionary of Medieval India by Iqtidar Alam Khan. Many glossary based terms, almost same thing, like Mitakshara, Dayabhag, Dastak, and many key terms, Mirasidar, Baniya, even on some of the Bhakti and Sufi saints like Ramanuja, Kabir. Everything I covered in one glossary, and you are getting things covered in form of questions. So these two books for your medieval India as a references. And for modern Indian history, I know you prefer to read a spectrum and everything, but I have covered Shekhar Bandyopadhyay thoroughly. Why it's important? Because since last 5 to 6 years, what pattern I was witnessing is that UPSC is going more unconventional, more bouncy in the domain of ancient Indian history. Because if they have to set a difficult, question, a bunch of questions in the category of history, so they will dive so deep, so unconventional in the domain of ancient Indian history. And with modern Indian history, even the questions, if they are coming, they are kind of very straight, simple, one-liner, and almost doable just on the basis of your NCERT. Okay. Same goes with the post-medieval Indian history, or you can say the early modern Indian history or the modern. But still, why this book is important, Shikhar Bandyopadhyaya? It's important because out of 6 to 7, because the course is not just about prelims, it deals with the history and only history from prelims to your interviews. I will tell you how in the near future or maybe in the upcoming slides. So what I was saying, out of 6-7 questions, out of 20 questions in your mains GS paper 1, I am saying, out of 6-7 questions, almost 3 to 4, I'm sorry, just yes, here, out of 6 to 7 questions, 3 to 4 questions, the majority chunk in your mains exam is from, in the category of history, is from modern Indian history. Okay, not from ancient. You just get around 1 to 2 questions in ancient Indian history domain. In your mains exam, I repeat it, just 1 question from medieval, maybe nothing sometimes, but 3 to 4 questions mandatorily from modern Indian history and 1 from your world history too. Okay. Hence, the notes of and the need of covering this book becomes quite important, because you have a lot of questions of mains are getting covered just on the basis of this book. Okay, this is a standard book. We do not have any third edition of this book as far as I know. We have covered the second edition of this book, which we have since 2014, and even I am also waiting for the third edition. But what I am thinking for this year, for 2025, is to cover one book by Professor Ishita Banerjee Dubey. Her work is quite impressive and much updated work in the domain of modern Indian history when it comes to much balanced kind of book. So it is of course her book, and UPSC also framed few questions, few unconventional questions. Specifically, I always only deal with these things which barely no one do. So the idea is to refer this book by Ishita Banerjee Dubey. I have not mentioned it here, but that's in my mind. If I get time and if I feel to do it, because in prelims we are not getting so many things, but if I tell you about that question on a kind of, forgetting that specific question, it was related with some marital rape, and a case has been done in the court, in the Bombay High Court, against a Parsi businessman, against the marriage of a child girl. So yes, we have questions like these, but many prelims based unconventional questions are also getting covered on the basis of Shikhar Bandyopadhyaya too. So this is the idea for your modern Indian history. So now let me take you to the sessions or the lectures which will be there, which is the most crucial aspect of this History Essential series or the project. So I've divided all the domains of history in 30 lectures. Fine. No clutter, only exam specific thing, because I can go on and on and on to teach you things, to tell you things. There is no end. There is a dead end for history. Fine. But this picture which is in front of you now is the outcome of a lot of research, a lot of introspection about the books, about the sources, about the mood, about the the mind of the commission behind the framing questions. So hence you can rely on it. So 13 lectures, all lectures will be live. Okay, I'll tell you more about this in upcoming slides. So 13 lectures. Our first lecture is on 29 June 2024. We will start chronology wise from 1 lakh BC. Even I'll give you a brief about the evolution of not the anthropology classes, but evolution of human being, we the creators of history. So 1 lakh BC till 2024 CE, post-modern Indian history. I'm going to cover almost all exam specific things for you in just these 30 lectures. And why these lectures? As I already mentioned, it's my responsibility this year to make you things remember, not just tell you in the form of notes. Of course, they will be there, almost similar, but so much refreshed and so much updated content, because of course there was a need since last 2 years. But this year I will upgrade those things. So of course, do join for that. And the main purpose of these live classes is to make you things remember. How I will do this? Let me tell you. With the help of some mnemonics, with the help of some funny anecdotes, fine, with the help of some stories, with the help of my ground level experiences in archaeological excavations, because yes, I've been participant as a post excavation in the post excavation works of ASI excavations at few sites in last 2-3 years. So I know also the how things work on ground zero when it come to digging up the past. So maybe some funny things from there too, because I realize these things. Why can't I just connect these things with the set pattern of history, so that it can get more interesting for a layman, fine, for a student, for an aspirant to remember in the longer run, because remembering is the tough task, I believe. So this is how your live classes will go on, and yes, recordings will be there in the Google Classroom. I will use that only for your entire 6-month schedule. Okay, so 13 lectures for ancient Indian history. Just one by one we will go. There is no need to go fast. Just 1 hour daily for 30 classes every Saturdays and Sunday only. Monday to Friday you are free. And in phase 2, I'll tell later, which will be a previous year questions coverage. Then 4 lectures. In just 4 lectures, I will cover all the medieval Indian history, the period 780 to 1750 AD. Then in 10 lectures, we will cover the modern Indian history, this period 1750 to 1947, and post-independence 1947 till 2024. And I have my own sources. I will use some good editions I have in my collection, the anniversary special edition of Frontline, and few other things and timelines which I've already created, I think in 2023, which is freely available. Do share those things, do refer those timelines as much as possible, even while studying, even when you are getting confused, okay, who is coming when, who is coming before him or after that, or all those things, who are the contemporaries. I've also in my mind to just make those timelines more engaging, more connecting for you. So I will do that also in the near future. So this is how we will be done with the modern Indian history. And also I set aside 3 lectures on art and culture aspect too. Fine. This is how in these are your dates almost, okay, when, which lecture number, what that lecture will cover, everything is here. So hence we will develop our study in an arranged fashion, in very systematic manner, not like we are starting reading with modern Indian history, then we are going to ancient, then we are coming to medieval, then we are jumping to art and culture. No, that's a rubbish way of studying history. You cannot study learn alphabet from Z to A, you learn it from A to Z. So I seriously condemn this idea of teaching history, which I observed in some institutes or those in that thing. This is just a rubbish way of teaching history. So this is how your phase 1, era of understanding and exploring unconventionality of history, will be done in just 3 months. And if I say 3 months, not 3 months in totality, but just 30 lectures in 3 months, only Saturdays and Sundays. So it's that much light for you. Okay, let's move forward. All of the aspects which we discussed till now will be covered in so systematic way, as I already told you, and I bet you just revise in same way also from your side along with this schedule. I again repeat, it's my responsibility to make you things remember this time, so I will do that. But you too should revise those things from your end. You literally don't need anything else. I repeat, you literally do not need anything else. Not even a single page of this or that book, of that random MCQs, of that random XYZ mock test or this test series or that. No random Google books, nothing. What we have to do before the exam. We have to read those books before the exam, and we are doing it, and we will do it. We won't just see the source after the on the eve of that answer key discussion after every prelims exam, what happened, what we see. No, we will do it before the exam. And please do not think that you will read entire history. I never claim that I will teach you entire history, complete history. No, you cannot do it. You are not a PhD student, you are not a historian. Fine. And you cannot do it in just 30 days. What we will do is just cover history from exam perspective only. This is my the only agenda, my only intention. Meanwhile, if you can learn from history, nothing is better than that. And I have planned for that too. Through my essays, through my some inquisitive inputs, some very rational ideas from the past, which are very much useful to harmonize the things in the present for a sustainable future. So of course I will keep on doing it. Whoever in my WhatsApp group, they know the things, the newspaper articles or a very good write-ups, good quotes, I keep on sharing. So try to learn from history too, because exams can't check that, but you have to learn. That's the beauty of history. Anyway, your schedule will be as follows: just this much for 3 months, just one class, 1 to 2 hour duration for 30 days from July to September. Okay, and as again repeat, Saturday and Sundays only. Sorry for the wrong S. This is for your Saturday, second is for your Sunday. This is how we will proceed with our phase 1. What will happen after the just next day of the phase 1? This is the beauty. Where lies the release of final compendium of the Inquisitive Essentials UPSC PYQs. Yes, this will get released on 30 September 2024. Now let me clarify you why I kept this date for beginning the series of the Inquisitive Essentials UPSC previous year questions, because we are just done with your CSE Prelims, fine, on 16th June. I think in August somewhere you have exam of, I think, CAPF, and on 1st September, I remember this thing, in September you have exam of CDS and NDA 2, 1st September, and this is somewhere in August. So you have paper of CAPF and CDS also ready with us within September. Hence, I will be able to compile even these. This will be around 20 questions if we count. 60 questions I will be add to this 940 plus previous year questions database, which I have created with lots of love for you all. This will go roughly by 1000 plus previous year questions. Hence, I will release this final compendium of all the previous year questions, and how I will do this, I will tell you in this next slide of phase 2. Okay, so first of all, it will be in this shape. Okay, 2 months, October and November only. I will take 60 sessions. daily in each and every session, and let me tell you, this will run each and every day from I think when, okay, I will tell you in the schedule later. Let's just check it here first. Yes, so this is your phase 2. It will start from 1st of October, your session 1. 15 sessions are dedicated for ancient Indian history. Around 300 questions, UPSC's previous year questions of ancient Indian history we will cover in 15 sessions. As you can see, every day we will have a sessions. 1st October till 29th November 2024. These sessions will be of roughly 20 to 30 minutes only. You will solve live with me 10 to 20 questions daily. Just 10 to 20 questions. No, not so much bombardment of random MCQs, this, that, from this book or that source of that random Google website. Nothing. This is a very rubbish idea of covering history. So, in this phase 2, which is your era of inquisitive essentials PYQs, we will cover things like this. After 15 sessions of ancient Indian history, in 8 sessions from 16 October till 23rd October, in 8 sessions we will deal with medieval Indian history based previous year questions. Then in 7 sessions we will deal with art and culture based previous year questions. And 30 sessions are dedicated for modern Indian history, because you have approximately 600 previous year questions on the modern India. So this is how we will be done with the phase 2. Lectures will be each and every day, and you will have in your hand this beautiful document which will deal with around 100 plus previous year questions and covering the previous year questions of these many exams conducted by UPSC. Civil Services exam from 1995 to 2024. And other exams like CDS, NDA, CAPF and the combined Geo-Scientist. Last, I think these are 4 years, 4 years, 4 years and 4 years. I will include the most recently held questions too. Okay, as I already mentioned you. So 60 sessions will deal with our phase 2. So this I already told you. Because see, in my opinion, it is not at all a good idea to see previous year questions of history specifically in random fashion. First you will, in some mock test or in some on this website or there you will solve 2-3 modern Indian history question. Then on next day you just randomly solve some art and culture based questions. Then again you solve some modern Indian history question. Then again you jump on some ancient Indian history question. So there is no systematic memory in your mind when it comes to exam, because my main motive behind creating this phase 2 in this schedule is to make you feel how beautifully you can cover your previous year questions too. I've run a short series for 2024 prelims which is on the YouTube also. The Madhyam Vyayoga was there because in both ancient and medieval Indian history, the most repeated theme is your works and their authors, the text work and their authors. Who have written what text? This text is written by whom? A lot of questions, around 30 to 40 questions. So of course this is the most repetitive theme. Likewise, I have segregated all the questions category wise, chapter wise. So you will be surprised to see how beautifully one can cover the previous year questions too. Hence, you will be in your hand, you can say it as your friend for history. Your previous year questions are your friend. Okay, so from 30 September 2024, I'll release this. Take its printout and just keep it handy, because we are going to use it for our next month, covering around 1000 plus previous year questions in these many sessions. Okay, very systematically, very beautifully. There must be a chronology or theme while we cover previous year questions, because we will learn previous year questions not for the sake of attempting or practicing previous year questions, or not just mugging up our previous year questions for the sake of remembering it for our upcoming exam. Fine, that thing also work, but that's not the appropriate way, because if we have a appropriate way in our hand, so of course we will do it in that manner. Because my idea is to covering previous year question is to make you think, understand. Okay, even if you will cover phase 2 only for 2 months, you will learn a lot of things. Now, this is kind of a new thing which honestly I do not prefer to create. I do not prefer to attempt or solve so much MCQs in the name of practice and just killing the brain over it, just bombarding each and every day a lot of questions on your mind. But this is purely on the request basis in last 2 years, which I've received from some of my subscribers to create some test out of these notes. Only and only on the basis of those requests, I've created just 5 mocks. Okay, maybe I can reduce the number of questions, maybe I can reduce it to 50-50, but okay, I'll try to make it 100. Future year questions, I say it FYQs, future year questions. Okay, PYQs, small brother maybe. Anyway, so your 1 month, December 2024, will be your month. You revise all your notes. Suppose you have test on 1st of the December. Okay, on all the 100 questions will deal with ancient Indian history, and all the questions will be based on your notes, which you must have revised or must have ended by the month of September in the phase 1 only. Okay, after phase 1, your schedule is quite easy for you. It's kind of a revision for 3 months. Okay, through previous year questions, through mock test also, which I will create for you. And these will be just the PDFs. No need to judge yourself whether your preparation is good or not. Okay, just have a mirror, kind of a mirror, that okay, you are prepared this much. Okay, you prepared your notes only this much, because all the questions will be from your notes only. Verbatim I'll frame, okay, to test you how much you remember your notes. So don't compete. I will simply upload the PDFs. Okay, this I will try to make available for free for almost everyone. Okay, only these tests, not the classes or anything. So this is how you can go with the test. So next test will be on 8th December, not the text test. 8th December 2024 will be your medieval India mock test. So you are getting time of around 6 to 7 days. So revise your notes of medieval Indian history in 6 to 7 days and attempt this test, and just check your preparation, how much you are well versed with your notes by now. If not, then again revise, and believe me, your notes are simply, I'll tell at the end how much time you need to finish your entire compilation of a notes, how much less time you have to dedicate for history. And in that time, you are not only covering very simple kind of history or just for the formality, but you are going to learn and remember those aspects which is in the trend, which are in the trend, which are of high potential for upcoming exam of 2025, not just civil services prelims, but the others exams too, CDS, CAPF also. Likewise, your modern India test, art and culture, and one test on 29th December, almost on the day of end of 2024, you will have a final test, final history in toto mock test, I titled it. You will have 100 future year questions, 25 questions from these mock tests, and I will create the same. I will just select the most important 25 questions out of only these 400 questions and frame up this test. So I expect you to attempt all these 100 questions and get 200 on 200 just for your practice, right? So this is how your phase 3 will be done. Fine, this is also mentioned in your PDF schedule too. I will share it I already shared it on the Telegram, and you can download the same from from the description which I mentioned in this YouTube video. Okay, so by the year end, your course will get end. And I will wish you all the best for your exams on the eve of the new year. So keep enjoying other inputs on your dedicated WhatsApp group, okay? And tell others too about it. Only if you enjoyed. Because it's still 5 months to go. Much can be done. But kudos, you are already ahead in history now. So on that day, say thanks to yourself. So this I already mentioned. This is part of your PDF of the schedule, okay? So this was the thing. Now come the another crucial thing. How to take benefit of all this? How to join this? So the things are very much clear. I try to kept the fees as low as possible. For my all the old subscribers, you just have to upgrade at the expense of just this much amount, and you will get everything. You know everything what you will get. But for the new subscribers who want to do each and everything, cover all the notes, classes, previous year questions, the test, right, and all the benefits, almost those Spotify and Amazon Music podcast. Yes, I forgot to mention this. You can also listen the same chapters, same notes, while jogging, while going on bed, while in the metro, while in the bus, while traveling, while walking. If you are not in the mood to read, not in the mood to, just pain your eyes in front of the screen, so just take some time off, just, insert the earbuds and just start the Spotify. And you are good to go with your revision through another sense too. So that's also updated on the Spotify, and I will cover all the remaining podcast also on my Spotify channel too, so you can listen those things also. And one thing I forgot to mention, in the month of April, two things, let me write it here, otherwise I may forget that. In the month of April, there will be a revision program, okay, almost on me, not a single rupee for that. And just before the April, or maybe end of the April, just one yearly wrap up of all your current affairs related with the history, art and culture and history domain, okay. And about this particular aspect on the current affairs, I would like to say that you do not need to worry at all, and you do not need to spend a lot of energy reading 80 to 100 pages compilations just for the sake of covering current affairs of art and culture or the history. There is nothing like that. You just have to be very basic and very superficial when it comes to the current affairs of history, art and culture, because most of the questions and almost all the questions, rarely it happens that UPSC frames such question on the basis of current affairs, and even if it is coming, it's quite very simple. As in this year, you got questions on the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So those things I just keep posting on the WhatsApp group also. Fine, so only that much is important. And what I added this year, we will have a quick yearly roundup in just 1 hour. We will see all the major happenings of the history, only the flagship current affairs, not all those very minute things happening. You don't have to worry at all about that. Save your energy for current affairs, because current affairs are mostly important for only two subjects, two category of subjects. First, your international relations, and second is your science and technology. So save your energy later to do that only. Not, you can save a lot of time from history and devote that energy for remembering so many unconventional things from ancient and medieval Indian history specifically. Okay, so this is the idea. And in the month of April, we will also revise our entire things from all the important things, because anyway I believe that you will remember each and everything by the end of December only. But even before the exams, we will just brush up quickly all the important aspects which can be potential questions in your upcoming 2025 civil services exam prelims. Okay, and in this month of April, what we will cover, the combined Geo-Scientist exam, because these things I'm saying because I have already went through the calendar of UPSC of 2025 too. So we will have exams of combined Geo-Scientist in the month of 2025, I think in February. Fine, then you will have your CDS phase 1 and NDA phase 1 too. Why my handwriting is coming so poor? NDA in 2025. Okay, so these 3 papers we will also add to check out the mood of UPSC for 2025. Okay, we can't claim that UPSC will repeat as it is thing, but at least we will get some idea. Okay, these things, these questions commission is focusing more upon. So these 3 around 60 questions we will incorporate in the Inquisitive Essential PYQs too. Of course you will be done with a lot of PYQs, but in the month of April, along with the revision, we will discuss these things also once and for all. No, not so much repetition, not so much same PDF again and again and again. No, I will do the things once and for all. Not more than that you need to do anything else when it comes to history now. So all the new subscribers, they are most welcome to join the things, because all the notes which you will cover in this revision project, you can get them printed too, because I will provide you all the things in the Google Drive, the restricted access you will have. Okay, so all the PDF compilations, also chapter wise compilations, are also there in the Google Drive. And this is the most beautiful thing about the notes. If I say, let me zoom this, almost your ancient Indian history notes after update this year, they will be roughly this page only. You can say 250 pages they will go if they get increase. I can't say it right now because I will present all the chapters afresh to you. Medieval Indian history, modern Indian history, almost same, they will remain same. There is no update in these things, but I will try to incorporate some more important aspect from those same books if I feel to do so. In the world history, let's not talk about world history now, because just one question, the weightage is so less and not quite that much important until and unless you have history as your optional subject. Coming to history optional subject, I would like to say, if some of you are opting history as your optional subject, so I'm more welcoming to provide you some inputs for historiography thing. Okay, this is I'm addressing just for those aspirants who have history as their optionals. I'm not going to run any classes or like that, because I do not have that much resources with me right now. I will do things, I have things in my plan, but maybe after a few years, not right now, but I will help you out with your question number 1 in section A, the map part, or the historiography thing. Of course, free of cost, no need to worry about that. Okay, but nothing beyond that. Okay, so yes, this is because this portal is just only and only for your history, nothing else. Let me again clarify this thing, if some of the new subscribers might be thinking that this is a kind of UPSC portal in its entirety for the entire exam. No, it's not like that. This is just for history, because history has been my subject, and I am so passionate about recreating things out of it for your exam. That's why I'm doing it, and I'm doing it only and only for the history. I'm not going to discuss here any strategy, any tips and tricks to make you clear the prelims or that thing, or any mantras for clearing civil services exam. This is not not the right platform for that. You have a lot of things out there on the digital platform or in the big cities of India. So you are most welcome to hear out the strategies from those successful aspirants who have cleared and serving our government. But I am here just to teach you history, just to cover the unconventionality of history. So keep this in mind. Only and only for history. For history, I am always welcoming. I'm always open 24/7 for you. You can ask me anything. You can email me, you can WhatsApp me, you can send me message on Telegram, you can call me, but just only and only for the history, nothing else. So again, coming to this, your reading technicalities of your notes, which will be in your hand as in form of compilation. So this is the reading speed. I just inferred a situation. If you read it quite on a moderate speed, so you can finish a page in 3 minutes only. So this is how. And if you read it slowly, you should not take more than 5 minutes on a single page. And ancient Indian history notes have 227 pages right now. So reading these many pages and covering all the ancient Indian notes, you will take 12 hours to 18 hours only. Likewise for medieval India, 73 pages notes only, 4 hours to 6 hours only you will take. Modern India, just 13 to 21 hours to read 262 pages. World history, just 107 pages, 6 hours only, 6 to 9 hours only. And you must be surprising, there is no separate notes for art and culture. So there is nothing like that. Art and culture is simply derived from these domains only. So you have appendix section in ancient Indian notes and medieval Indian history notes too. Art, architecture, literature. Okay, and some other things which I kept free for all of you: the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, Intangible Heritage, Creative Cities Network, the geographical indications. I am so much hopeful UPSC will ask it or not, because they have not asked the GI tag since last few years, but I'm hopeful they will. So these things I kept for the art and culture domain. So that's already available as a PDFs for you. Okay, so not so much bulky PDF in the name of art and culture, because it is already inherent in these domains, ancient India, medieval India mostly, and somewhere from the modern Indian history too. So this will be your right idea for covering the things, and this is how your compilations will look like, the cover pages of your notes. Okay, the fees is for new subscribers is 1500 only. I think this is good for you. So with this, simply I thank you for exploring and listening me out, and I welcome you all for joining from 29th June 2024 the History Essentials, a systematic 6-month project for history, curated for you with lots of love by covering history and conventionality. With this, I thank you so much.